along the way. And story number 3. How much is enough? The farmer who was overcome by greed. There is a story by Leo Tolstoy about a land-hungry farmer who heard of a country so vast that land could be had for the asking. He traveled there and found it was true. The inhabitants and the chief all welcomed him, and the chief told him that he could help himself to any piece of land he wanted, as much as he could get around on foot in a single day. There's one condition, added the chief. You must start at sunrise and return to the place where you started before the sun sets. Start anywhere you like and go around marking the corners. Go as far and as wide as you please, but come back on time or you will gain nothing. That night, the farmer lay awake with excitement at the thought of the vast tract awaiting him. In the morning, he set off just as dawn was breaking and soon settled on a starting point for his land. Gradually, his pace quickened to a trot. After going several miles, he marked another corner. Eventually, he broke into a run, driven by the knowledge that the faster he went, the more land would be his. He came to what would have been a reasonable turning place and passed it by, his greed spurring him on. Finally, surprised to see the sun already high overhead, he marked the last corner and began to run back to the starting point. He barely took time to eat lunch. By mid-afternoon, he was worn out, but he threw off his coat and boots and kept running. The sky was red with sunset. His feet were hurt and bloody, and his heart was at the bursting point. But if he collapsed now, all his effort would be for nothing. He ran for all he was worth, his eyes on the goal. His effort was rewarded, for he made it back just in time, only to fall over stone dead. His servant dug him a grave and buried him in it. In the end, all the land he needed was a plot 6 feet by 2. Tolstoy's farmer is not alone. Greed kills us all. Very good. This is a kind of a well-known story by Tolstoy, and I think it resonates so much with us, especially walking the spiritual path. Yeah, because for me too, I always felt there is no end to the desires I have. Today, okay, I want to eat this, I want to do that, and then how about this and how about that? It's like the mind, clinging mind, always looking for something to do or something to eat or constantly going somewhere. But I feel we can celebrate our ties with the Buddha if we understand the impermanence of life and we try to deepen our awareness how limited life is. Like yesterday's phrase a day or quote a day was that let us do whatever we do with the awareness that today might be our last. So in this way, it doesn't mean we lose aspirations and we just become like hermit. That's not the point. But what it means is that we can see the nature of our endless desires and have the right view that I cannot find happiness just by fulfilling my desires one after another because it's endless. Endless. Even if I become wealthy, there will always be some people who have more wealth than me. And then I'm like, well, I don't have enough. It's never enough. And one of my favorite quotes is that if you're not satisfied or happy with what you have right now, what makes you think you will be happy with more? People don't realize this is such a great blind spot, I feel, for all humanity. And for us to walk the spiritual path, it is such a blessing. Hope that you cherish your understanding of the Dharma, your ties with the Dharma, and celebrated. So yeah, so that's one thing if you understand this point. And then also, it doesn't mean so we become a hermit or isolate ourselves from society. Instead of just fulfilling the desire to benefit ourselves, we try to benefit ourselves by benefiting other people. So maybe if this farmer were more spiritual, first of all, he could have run more mindfully. Like when his heart was at the bursting point, that was kind of dangerous. He could have taken it a little bit easier. Go mindfully, and while running, think about the vision you have, what you're going to do with this land just for yourself. This is how our desire talks to us. I want more, I want more. But instead of that, engage in the antidote. Well, if I have this large land and I can build a Dharma school where more people learn the Dharma, that is beautiful dream. So it doesn't mean we don't have a vision or aspirations in life, but as we show care and concern about the suffering of other people and do something about it, our own happiness gets bigger and bigger. But that happiness, it's called the intangible asset. It's not something you're gonna lose it. It will always warm our heart from inside out. Yeah, and then there's more to it, but we can always contemplate on the story and talk about it in the one-on-one sessions or in the meetups. So good job, everyone, for being here, practicing together. We're going to have our advanced happiness course at 10 a.m. Pacific, and have a wonderful start of your weekend. Bye.